Smokey Steve and Mark International, which is not at all related to Mark or I, of course. We're just celebrating, you know. Bandit's gonna be the CEO, and Oscar's gonna be heading up external environmental services. Oh, and don't call me Steve. I go by Fabio now. What the heck? What are you doing? Celebrating. Celebrating the new channel. Oh, God. Can I show my tits on this one?
Oh, my God.
I guess not. We're going to catch up with our fair lady, Chantal Marie, Foodie Beauty, Big Beautiful Me, The Daily Chantal, Chantopolis, Beezer Limited, Two Beige Legs Productions, what the fuck else was it? It was... Okay, so we didn't meet like this for a couple weeks. We were doing lives, and lives are fun. I like doing lives, but lives can get off track, especially if you're doing like a topic type of video, because the chat gets good, but it gets distracting from the major points of it. So since videos have their place on YouTube too, obviously, we're gonna dive in here. Now, where we left off, there was a lot of drama, nonsense, and the biggest thing pretty much being Natter's not talked about as much, but he's obviously around, and her channel was taken down. And blame went flying in 1,000 different directions as to why that happened. Not hers. There's no way she could have done something wrong on her channel to get her channel taken down. No, it must have been somebody else's fault, right? So, there was some random Natter crap over the last couple weeks. Her going to the police to report Natter. She had shown that she had taken that back the next day, emailed him and said, don't do it. Sure, he did all those things, but I love him, or some dumb shit like that. Dee Dee and Natter still hanging out at his place. I think Dee Dee has changed, finally. And then, you know, her kind of back and forth, malleable details. Chantal plays fast and loose with the truth. So talking about any situation she was having. The most recent situation where the lies were overfloweth, or the changing of mind overfloweth, was with Natter. And then, hot diggity dog, diggity boom! We go on Omegle, and our channel is taken down. So, we'll be talking about today. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry that the channel's down. I mean, I am sorry, but, you know, it's not a surprise. Acceptance of her lost channel. Is she demonetized? Is she gone? Did she find out already? Because she's dropping hints like it's kind of hitting her a little bit. She's now starting over and using every other platform she can use. She's on Twitch, Patreon, Twitter, she's all active. She opened up Facebook a few weeks ago, but doesn't really use it. Discord, like she's all over the place. And she's not familiar with all of these mediums, so it's getting interesting. Let's see. She's not trying too hard, honestly. So I'll talk about what she's trying, and I'll show how she's not really doing well. And then I want to touch on Pete's, because Pete's is going through, disclosed that he's going through something at the moment. Okay? So, get right back to where we started from. So the channel, and after 1,000 fuck yous, and after 1,000 do it, report, do what you gotta do, and keep in my channel, they'll never listen to you. Boom, channel's gone. And she seems stunned. If I only have 5 Beezers, I don't care. She didn't even have that at the time. Her channel being struck was for sexual content. The message she got back was that it was terminated due to either one act or multiple acts of sexual content that violated TOS, and it mentioned nudity and whatnot. Now, people put this back on the Omegle incident that had gone on over the last few weeks. Like a week and a half ago, I think. That's what actually precipitated her channel getting taken down. She broke TOS by showing a little bit too much in a situation where there was possibly a minor involved, and she was streaming Omegle, and she was told not to do it, and was told it was too close to the edge, and she did it 2 more times, because she won't be told. And then there goes the channel. There it goes. Or the termination happened because of the content on Chantal's channel. It did not occur. They didn't put a little asterisk and said, we all really know it's because Charlie's friends are mean, but we'll just say it's because of this. You can tell yourself whatever you need to tell yourself to sleep, and that it wasn't you playing fast and loose with TOS thinking you were untouchable. You flew a little too close to the sun, Icarus, and you fucking fell. You weren't the first person to do it. It happens, but now you have to start over and do work, more work. So, let's see. Okay, if you guys have jobs, whether you're YouTubers or you work part-time or you're retired and maybe you worked before, even volunteered, anywhere where you have to be with other people and work gets done and there's rules. My employer has rules, okay? I don't make it a point to push as far as I can the rule book at my employer, even squirting my way around some of them, trying to not squirt, God. Getting around them, not trying to, have to get in trouble for them. Then, when I do get in trouble for them, go on social media and blame my boss for me violating the rule book. And saying my snitchy, mean coworkers were the ones that did it to me, that I was not at fault. So that dick didn't show up, the fupa wasn't there, none of that stuff happened. It was instigated by Charlie Gold and you were porn spammed. Okay, honey. Like I said, whatever you need. I don't know. You're working now, so I mean, you had it really good for a really long time. Most people, that doesn't go on forever. A lot of us get our comeuppance with that kind of thing. So, karma's a word that was used a lot, and even I used it. But another word, and I forget, it was someone in the comments, please identify yourself, that used the word comeuppance a few times, and it's probably more appropriate. So, let's see. Rule of thumb. She was going at YouTube. So she's off YouTube, but she's on Twitter now, and then Instagram, and then she starts showing up on Discord and Patreon, and OnlyFans, which she had been before her channel was taken down, and she was using that as an outlet too. I had a chance to look at some of the outlet from her party with those other two YouTubers. It left a lot to be desired. Now I am homosexual, but if I wasn't before, I might be now. So, just put that out there if you're going to check things to do. Let's see. If you don't get it by now, why the channel was off, she probably won't. She probably won't understand. Some people are pathologically incapable of taking responsibility. She'll take it a little bit. She'll be like, so yes, technically it was this, technically it was that. That's what rules are for. So when you do this, there's this behavior isn't okay. That's the technicality. That means you broke this rule. Well, technically I broke it. No, you broke it. That's like being technically pregnant. You either are or you aren't. You broke it.
Exactly.
You broke it. And you took some responsibility, but then when you get angry, we all really know that she feels like it was somebody else's fault. And she was robbed and it was taken from her. You don't own the channel. Like, I don't own my channel. Like, I don't own the space. Like, it's not really mine, per se. I didn't invent YouTube. I don't call the shots on what's TOS and what's not. That's not where I play in the food chain of what YouTube is. I get $10.99 once a year for however much we made that year, and that's it. I don't get meeting minutes from Google or YouTube. I don't get held in on phone calls that should be important to someone like me because I'm down on the food chain, and what happens to me as far as YouTube is probably not that serious because it's huge. YouTube is huge. There's plenty of people on there who think that they were unjustly kicked out. Plenty of people on there who think that they were unjustly kicked out. She's the only innocent man in prison. You know what I mean? So, at any rate. So now what? This is your situation. She has no YouTube, but that's all she ever did for years was sit around, especially in the last year, and play fast and loose with a lot of terms of use. Even not violating TOS, some of her content was felt to be, depending on your perspective, perhaps unsavory, because there was a lot of discussion and a lot of video of her being intoxicated, and then talk about drugs. Now, the drugs she was talking about were not the ones that she was usually intoxicated on. She would come on camera stoned. But other things have been... Me, Steve, personal opinion has been going on, just reading what's been going with it. Well, that costs money, too. So bye-bye Lemon Z, whatever the stuff is that you would probably have to, sell one of your cars to go buy. No. Whew. Sorry, needed a moment there. So, accepting this loss and taking responsibilities out the window. Let's just get over it. It's not going to happen. So, let's talk about just accepting this loss that we think we were wrongly given. So, I'm sure, she said it was on her channel, but it's Charlie's fault, whatever. Okay. Then she's now in the position where she's thrown over these different platforms, because YouTube, she had 90,000 subscribers, give or take 1,000, probably over 91,000 I think she had hit, and probably felt a little untouchable, and then kaboom, there goes her channel. Now, Chantal had only previously been on Instagram as her other social media, and she'd pop up on other ones, probably with like fake accounts or whatever, but primarily you would see or hear from her on Instagram or YouTube. Well, there goes YouTube. So what's left? All these other platforms that she knows nothing about and never bothered to research because she just wants her YouTube. Not mad at her, it was her livelihood, but she's got to understand that she doesn't live in Chantal's world, she lives in the world. The world has rules. You know, these organizations have rules. Even Minx has rules to follow at work, I'm sure. So in starting over, when she goes onto these different things, she was on Twitch, and she was on Patreon still, and like I said, OnlyFans, and she was on Facebook for a very hot second, and then off. Discord. So she thinks she's going to go into these places and just own them, because all she has to do is show up. And the big question she had for all of these were like, how many subs do I have? Is that good? Every so often she'd say into it, how many subs do I have? Is it good? And there are folks who are bringing content from Patreon, OnlyFans, other places, and bringing it on to YouTube so it's visible. So I'm not personally subscribed to her other channels, but I've seen the content other places. If she wants to fight with that, she can fight with that too. It's her call. She has more important, pressing things going on, though, than trying to fight over who stole her stuff on Twitter, especially when we're selling the laptop because we either can't pay the rent or the weed man. So something else is going on, I think.
Okay, that's about it.
Nevertheless, she's trying to make it sound kind of like good. Like, you know, maybe it was part of God's plan that she loses her channel. Maybe it was all part of something better, that she'll be a huge star on Stitch, Twitch, whatever. You know, she'll be a big deal there. And then all of this, 90,000 will seem small compared to what she pulls out next. So...
See you on the next one.
Their motives in reporting Chantal, we'll say this again about them reporting Chantal. Because, again, she keeps pointing to Charlie and Charlie's friends, the people that she has. She believes Charlie snaps her fingers and they run. I don't know Charlie's MO like that or watch her channel like that. That's not where I get my Chantal videos from, or it wasn't, so I don't really know about that. But still, she's pointing at them and not at herself at all. Pure responsibility.
He's got a lot going on. I'll see you. Love you, treasures.
So what do? We find the apps, and we humiliate ourselves on all of them because we don't know how any of them work. We don't know kind of the MO of how these things work as I'm watching her do it. The one gamer stream, and all of a sudden she's going to be a gamer channel and she get a gamer laptop.